Well, what's interesting, the caregiver role, uh, so many of us don't choose it, right? We find ourselves there. And I think that's really important to acknowledge, because it's not something that you necessarily, I mean, if you are a professional caregiver, someone who your profession is caring for people who can't care for themselves or who are, of advanced age or sick, maybe we could extend that to doctors, nurses. I know in some respects, my work as a dietitian is caregiving in a sense, but there is something about being a caregiver for a loved one where you're not in that professional role. You are the human, but you're also the caregiver. And there's a lot that comes up, in terms of physical health, mental health, emotional health. And it's interesting. I was 31 years old when my father was diagnosed with advanced inoperable pancreatic cancer. And I'd been a dietitian for maybe 5 or 6 years at that point, and I was working, I was working 7 days a week, but one of the jobs I had, I was a dietitian for an ALS clinic. And I remember thinking, man, like, this is really, this is emotional, heavy lifting to work in this setting. And, I thought that I would be prepared if my own loved one ever were to become ill. And I learned very quickly that I was totally wrong. I had a lot to learn.